I'm Matthew Cargill, and I chose sensing as one of my threads for my degree here at Georgia Tech. Sensing is the ability to turn characteristics of the world into measurable, processable quantities, like a voltage or a current. You can turn temperature into a voltage with a thermocouple, or you can turn something's location and size into a voltage signal using a radar. Without sensing, you couldn't make any truly smart or intelligent devices, because a smart device needs to know what its environment is in order to adapt to it. A Roomba that can't tell where the walls are is dumb. A thermostat that can't tell what the current temperature is and adjust to that is dumb. Sensing extends the capabilities of electronic devices and allows them to be smart. But in addition to that, it extends human capabilities as well. Humans can't see in the dark, but night vision and infrared sensing allows them to basically see in the dark. Humans can only see a certain distance, but radar allows them to see much, much further. Sensing essentially gives humans superhuman capabilities. What I like about sensing is that it's such an interesting mix of physics and creativity. To really sense something, you have to understand it. You have to come up with good models for it, and to sense a phenomenon, you have to know what the causes of that phenomenon are. If your model uses resistance and capacitance, maybe you would look at how capacitance changes due to some phenomenon, or how resistance changes. You have to figure out what in your model changes due to the phenomenon, and there's really a lot of room for creativity there. There's always going to be classic methods of sensing, like sending out some sort of wave and measuring what comes back, but there's always going to be room for creativity at looking for new ways and new modes to sense things based on physical models. There's going to be new creative modes to sense things, new applications of sensing, and new creative ways to apply existing infrastructure and sensors in novel ways. Like, for example, using Wi-Fi signals that are already present in the home to sense occupancy and track people in the home, or using optic fiber cables to sense vibrations. That aspect of creativity is just another thing that I like about sensing. Additionally, sensing forces you to think about your own senses and decisions in a new way. We take for granted that we can see road signs, that we can drive, that we can recognize people or know where we are in a room and make decisions based off that. But when you try to make a device that emulates that, you realize it's actually a pretty complex process. And it sort of gives you a new appreciation for your own human senses, but it also is just a fun problem to solve, to try and emulate those intelligent decisions based on raw sensor data. And figuring out new ways to fuse sensor data to process voltages in a way that makes logical decisions is just another area where there's a constant need for innovation and creativity. Sensing is everywhere, in phones, in Internet of Things devices, in defense, in exploration. It's basically a requirement for modern electronics to adapt to their environment, and so it's basically a requirement for sensing to be built into them. I know sensing was a good choice of thread for me because wherever I end up, I know there will be a need for new, creative ways to sense and process data, and I would truly enjoy the opportunity to contribute to that.